Good afternoon, everyone, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And on behalf of CyberE71 team, I would like to thank you for joining the second cohort, the second awareness session of CyberE71. I'm Khalif Al-Hamadi, looking after partnership and E71, and I have my colleague here, Simon. Simon supports startups by bridging the innovation with the real-world adoption. The objective of today's awareness session will be to introduce CyberE71 in more details and take you through the journey and the registration process. Before we begin, please note that this session would be recorded and will be posted on YouTube. And if you have any questions, please post in the Q&A box and we will go through them at the end of this session. With that, will be CyberE71. CyberE71 stands for cybersecurity, and E stands for Emirates. 71 is the year that UAE has united. This is a quote from His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Al-Kuwaiti to show the importance of CyberE71 and how does it support the ecosystem and identifying startups and talents and support them to grow. So cybersecurity is a growing industry because we can see that threats are growing globally also. So if we see 20% of cyber breaches in UAE were caused by social engineering tactics, we have near 50% of incidents involved in stolen or compromised credentials. 38% of cloud-related breaches in UAE resulted from poor configurations, weak access control, and overlooked permissions. 28% of CISOs in UAE reported exposure to AI, phishing, and spoofed identities. So when it comes on CyberE71 is an initiative under the Cybersecurity Council of UAE, that aligns with UAE vision of 2071. This program is designed to identify talents and startups and provide them full support and structured opportunities to grow their ideas into large companies. The aim is to strengthen UAE's cybersecurity ecosystem by providing business knowledge and different types of knowledge in this program. As CyberE71, we partner with different industries such as investment, government, and universities. With that said, I'll hand it over to Simon to speak about the journey, and then we'll be speaking on the process of registering in CyberE71. So Simon, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Khalif, and pleasure meeting you all. Some of you may be familiar with CyberE71 already. You may have heard about us last year, or I've seen startups from cohort number one. There have been two major changes between this year and between last year and this year, two evolutions. The very first one is who is welcome to apply at CyberE71. Historically, CyberE71 was only open to Emirati students and alumni. This year, it's open to all types of profiles. And here on your screen, you will see 5, let's say, archetypes that we've designed just to help you identify yourselves with some of the people we're welcoming in the cohort. I'll tell you a little bit more after that as to where they are on their journey and how we adapt, how we meet founders where they are. But to start, I would encourage you to look at this, and starting from the left, so far we've got a lot of applicants from this category of founders, which we call operator innovators. This is really your typical founder, not only in the UAE, but globally. This is someone, and some of you here in attendance, I'm sure, are like this, who works in cybersecurity, mainly in operation, could be early in their career or later, and have grown frustrated with a specific problem or a range of issues, and they have a hard desire to innovate and fix that problem. The second type of founder we're seeing is what we call a strategic veteran. It could be a former advisor, former leader, CISO is a good example, or a former consultant. Doesn't really matter. Someone who is ready for a new challenge, no matter where they are in their career. The third one is actually a very interesting one where we're seeing a lot of success, is what we call the crossover founder. Some of you in attendance may be curious about cybersecurity without having necessarily a lot of expertise or knowledge, but maybe you have experience working in startups, in tech. Maybe you've already founded another company, and CyberE71 is here to help you bridge the gap, bridge the knowledge gap between the domain where you come from, the industry where you come from, and here where we'd like to think we can guide you and help you identify the right problem to solve. Number 4 is the young technologist. That's who we've always helped from the beginning, and that's young up and coming talent, mainly from R&D research from academia. And finally, the national security innovator, very famous type of founder from the Silicon Valley, someone who's worked in government, someone who's worked in police, military, or in national defense, national security, and they now want to go into the private sector. So you may be any of those archetypes. You may be more than one, or maybe you're outside of the mold. But everybody is welcome to join, provided they are willing to start their company in the UAE. Next slide, please. All right. So the journey, that's evolution number 2 for CyberE71. People are at different stages of the development of their ideas, their companies. They may just have an idea that is on a piece of paper or in the back of their head, or they may be much more advanced and already have, a prototype, an MVP, maybe even some customers. Regardless of where you stand, you are welcome to apply to CyberE71. And we're not going to coach you through a one-size-fits-all kind of approach to serve you all the same kind of content and support. We're going to, again, meet you where you are and provide you with tailored support. So for those of you who just have an idea or even the beginning of an idea, but they have the desire and willing to commit some time to starting a company, well, you would qualify for the first tier of maturity, which is what we call program readiness. And at that stage, we would help you turn that idea, which is often a technical solution to a technical problem, into a commercial value proposition, a business plan, a roadmap, the beginning of a design of an infrastructure. And the idea here is to, help you as a founder be ready for the market. So that's program number 1. That's a program that I will detail a little bit further, but it's a lot more predictable in terms of what to expect. You would belong to a cohort. You will join boot camps, workshops, a series of events. Think of it as a degree in setting up your startup, and depending on where you land at the end of it, you may be welcomed into one or the other maturity level, which are market readiness and investor readiness. So if you're a startup that has something that is presentable to a potential customer or potential partner, and by that I don't necessarily mean you have a technology that is fully figured out, but you have at least you're scoring on the 3 things that we try to assess when we talk to any startup, which is, as a founder, you are fit and ready to commit. And by fit, we mean you have the ability to pursue your dreams. Your idea is commercially viable. We've managed to identify together that there is indeed a market opportunity. There are budgets available. There's an addressable market. And finally, it is technically feasible. We can actually, with the right resources, of course, build that technology. Well, if you're at that stage, you would join the market readiness program, where we will help you validate through, refining your value proposition, refining your pitch deck, your entire approach to go to market. We'll put you in situations in front of potential customers, potential partners. We will embed, fractional resources if needed to help you achieve what we call, market readiness, market validation. Should you graduate from that? Or should you be already at a higher tier of maturity, meaning you already have achieved this product market fit? Then you could enter the last stage, let's say, of the program, which is investor readiness. And that's where we prepare you for a significant fundraise. It could be called a seed stage, but that really depends on where you are and how we would qualify that. But the idea here is to make you attractive, not only domestically, but also globally to investors, help you through role-playing, through due diligences, prepare to be as investable as possible, and introduce you to those investors. And For those who listen today, maybe you're already at that stage. Maybe you've already developed a prototype. Maybe you already have a couple of customers, but you're not quite sure yet how to take your startup and turn it into, let's say, a scale up, which is a bit of a stereotype, but we are here to help you. We're here to help you achieve that. So that's the entirety of the program, and I'm not going to necessarily spend more time on this, but the overall idea is that we help you from ideation to market validation to scaling. And so regardless of where you are, take a chance, submit your proposals. We'll look at it and get back to you as quickly as possible. Thank you. Next slide. So this is what to expect for those of you who qualify for the program readiness tiers. That is, those of you who have just an idea and some core skills to support that idea. You would go through a bootcamp that would start mid-September. So this is quite a late session, but we'll make sure that should you submit something within the next few days, we'll get on a call and have an interview and have that assessment again, founder fitness and commitment level, commercial viability and technical feasibility. Should you enter the program, be selected, you will attend the bootcamp, which is a five day series of workshops with mentors, with experts, helping you, turn vision into action plan, helping you figure out, what should your tech stack look like? How do you build a roadmap? How do you build a narrative? How do you pitch? And so that would be step one of that journey, followed by a series of workshops online this time, the bootcamps being in person, and then a showcase at GITEX where we would, introduce you to the market. So there will be a lot of work ahead of that date. And of course, CyberE71 is designed to help you achieve those goals within a very short time frame. And then a few workshop post GITEX. And then you'll have to ask yourself a question that all founders have to ask themselves when they get to that stage, when you have, a fully formed vision, you're starting to get some validation from the market, how much more commitment do you want to put into, are you ready for the next step? And that big jump of raising money and going after building this company. So I think that's it for this slide. Thank you. Khalifa, I'll let you take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. So we'll go through the registration process, and what we try to do is to make it in a simple way. So what will happen is you're going to visit cyber71.ae and apply now. You'll receive an application form, fill this application form, and you would receive a follow-up from us. And we will set an interview to meet you and to know more about your idea. So when it comes into the form, what are we looking at? So you'd be adding your information when it comes to your name, email, phone, your nationality, are you in university or no, and these type of information. But we would be mostly focusing on number 12 and 13. So if we'll be looking into number 12 and 13 in more details, we would like to see that you specify what is the challenge when you see or the issue when it comes to cybersecurity, and explain your solution in a simple way for us to understand how you're solving this challenge. And the most important thing is also to add an element to show how unique your product is. When it comes to number 13, here we would be looking into a technical summary. So briefly explain what is the tech stacks and how does your system work. If you have any visuals or research documents that you worked on, we would be pleased to see these also. And we would also like to know the team that is working on. So here I'll introduce our startups from our first year. So we have LexMind, Secure Plus, Exploiter, Cyber Companion, Marsad, Hassan, Gensec, and CyberETLI. So these startups have joined us in year one, and today we see them having their product and going to the market. I will take you through a video to show you how we support these startups and the events that they had with. So thank you all for listening to this awareness session, and please, if you have any questions, you can post them in the Q&A box or in the chat, and we would go through them. So I see that there is a questions in the chat box. Mohammed Majid, how could cyber student apply, and is there a specific GPA or study year? So when it comes to a cyber student, we don't look into your GPA. So if you have an idea, just submit the application form, and we will be looking into this idea. So the GPA or years in university is not applicable. It's this program. So the second question, what is the deadline? The slide mentioned 26th of August. Simon, would you like to take this?
Yes, we extended the deadline. The bootcamps were originally planned for early September, but we had more applicants and more success than anticipated, which is a great thing. So yeah, so you are still capable of applying over the next, the end of this week and the next for the program readiness. But you can actually apply to join CyberE71, anytime throughout the year. And if you are not ready for the market readiness or investor readiness program, which is for more mature startups, then we will consider you for cohort number 3 next year. So apply at any point in time throughout the year. The sooner the better. If all you have right now is an idea and you'd like to make it for the boot camps in mid-September, but otherwise, anytime you're welcome to join us, and you will be assessed.
Thank you, Simon. The third question that we have is from Rashid Rameti. To participate, I need to have an idea, plus have background experience in cybersecurity.
I would say, look, having a background experience in cybersecurity is a big plus. I don't know many founders who want to build technologies in cybersecurity without either a technology or a cybersecurity background. But it's not something that would disqualify you. If your idea is good and you have experience building technology, or you have the ability to, then we will provide you with the subject matter expertise. But let's be honest, it's a big advantage going to market in general. But apply. If you have an idea that's applicable, I would encourage you to apply.
Thank you, Simon. So the question from Musa, what is the benefit of joining this session? This session is to introduce CyberE71 and what are we looking for, and the process of registration. So it's an awareness on how can you register CyberE71. Hello guys, we have submitted an application. How can we make sure you have received it? If we have not received any acknowledgement, thanks. So Simon, I think Claudia, if you can share the name that was registered, and we would look at it. Simon, would you like to add something?
No, I think we'll provide. Maybe there's an email that can be provided in the box for them to follow up. I don't see any applications under your name here as it is. So maybe you applied under another name or under a different email address. We will follow up.
So the other question is from Muhammad Ahmed. Should the participant have cybersecurity degree to participate? No, you don't need to have a cybersecurity degree. It's just if you have an idea, so maybe you have an experience or you work in a place that you see certain challenges and we came up with an idea. So we're happy to support you also. So this, Amira Talib, how could we move to the next stage? What is the exact steps, Simon?
So the next stage could be different depending on where we put you in terms of maturity. If you have an idea that we believe would benefit from the program with the bootcamps, the workshops, you will receive an invitation to that. If we believe your idea is ready for the next stage, market readiness or even investor readiness, we will reach out to you and start supporting you. Right now, it's difficult for me to give you a detailed answer as to your specific case. But should you not qualify for any of those, we will debrief you as to why, maybe around the bootcamp time, and give you some instructions as to how you could increase the odds of joining next time. So next steps are different depending on what your application is.
Thank you, Simon. Abdelkarim, where's the link to apply? Saram had added it in the chat, and you can visit CyberE71.ae and apply from there. So Moza and Abdelkarim, the website is in the chat box. From Sandra, what will be the schedule of September bootcamp for the accepted participants?
Yeah. So the bootcamps will take place from Monday, the 15th of September till Friday, the 19th of September. They will be at the end of the day because we're conscious some people have work, they have school. So it would be either at 4 or 5 p.m. We're finalizing this. Yes, you would get an invite with the agenda over the next few days. Depending on if you apply right now and we interview you next week, you may get an invitation quite close to the date. Yes, it's in 10 days. 12 days exactly.
Thank you, Simon. So from Hadia, we have two questions. The one, will there be any transportation available for those joining the bootcamp from Dubai?
Yeah, so, I'll get back to you directly on that. I think we spoke about it earlier. Again, congratulations on joining the program, and looking forward to seeing you. We'll find a solution for you, and should there be other people from Dubai, we'll definitely address that. And as if you're currently alone, don't have it. Oh, sorry, Khalifa, do you have any?
No, please. So I was just going to read the second question. So if I'm currently alone and don't have any team members, do you have any suggestions? Is it possible to have some team members join online?
So we really like the bootcamps to be in person. I think a lot of the experience will be in the interaction between members and at each individual table, working on specific assignments. We will try to record and make some of the content available online. I don't think it could be streamed, live. In terms of not having other team members, look, it's perfectly fine. Don't force yourself to have co-founders at this stage. But part of the value of CyberE71 is to create an ecosystem. And that's an ecosystem of partners that Khalifa is very busy building, with industry partners who will give you a chance and validate your technology and proof of concepts, etc. But it's also about like-minded people, belonging to this community. And maybe you come to us with an idea and you end up being co-founder of somebody else's startup or the other way around. So I don't think you should feel bad if you're alone. Lots of great businesses were started alone, but be ready to make some friends along the way and maybe have some co-founders.
Thank you, Simon. Shog, if I have already a report with the design tool needed and estimated price, should I be doing a new one or should I submit it as it is? Shog, I think you can submit it as it is and the team would review it. And if we request any additional things, we're going to reach out to you.
And again, just to add context, you don't necessarily to have all the specifics figured out. Pricing is something very difficult for any company, even more so for a startup. You may be in a new market or you may be in a changing market. So submit what you're comfortable and confident with. And then the point of the bootcamps, the point of CyberE71 is to help you complete that picture and challenge some of those assumptions. So don't feel like you shouldn't submit because, well, I don't know exactly how much I'm going to sell it, or I don't know exactly how I'm going to solve that problem. Submit what you have as of now.
Thank you, Simon. Most of the bootcamps would be physical, so the bootcamps wouldn't be online.
Simon, workshops will be online though.
Yes. So Cloudy came with us. It's registered under Mohammed Al-Ansari, which is C-Cyber. We'll have a look at it, Cloudy, and get back to you. Rashid Darmethi, does my idea have to be purely a program for cybersecurity, or can it be a normal application that requires a strong privacy protection?
So it needs to address a cybersecurity issue, but that issue could be found in processes or in people. It could be a cybersecurity awareness solution. But if you're talking about, well, I'm building let's say a core banking application, and for my banking customers to use that application, I need very strong cybersecurity, then it's not necessarily a cybersecurity product or service. Now, AI is a field where there is more leeway because a lot of AI products have big security guardrails or built-in security functions. And as a result, we're getting tons of AI applications. But if what you mean is I have a consumer or an enterprise app that needs strong security, then you're more likely a future customer of some of the startups that are come out of E71 than relevant here. But we can guide you and encourage you to apply to other government-backed initiatives. I do believe that there are other places where your idea might be welcome depending on the industry. So yes, good question.
Ishita, I have applied with the name Ishita Agarwal. We'll be looking into this, Ishita, and coming back to you. Sultan, the same thing. Boot camps would be physical, workshops would be online. Zubair Arshad, if a startup is already incubated elsewhere, can it still be part of CyberE71?
Yes, you can still benefit from our support. We have a few instances of that. So yes, reach out to us, definitely.
Thank you, Simon. Ishta, also again, let's suppose the idea resembles with something you already invested in before. Will you consider it, or what would be the case?
So yes, we would. We don't necessarily invest funds into startups. That's a possibility. Of course, it's one of the things that we do, but we don't approach this. In terms of processes and methodologies, we replicate what VCs do, meaning we have the same requirements and expectations as a venture capitalist would, but we don't think the same when it comes to competition. So this wouldn't stop us from considering your application and supporting you. So you're welcome to apply.
Thank you, Simon. Sayed, is the program only open for UAE nationals? Can international students currently in UAE join? Yes, the program is open to all nationalities. What we'll be looking at is setting up a startup in UAE. So this is the main focus. It's open for all ages and all nationalities. As an accepted participant, yes, Simon, you would like to add something?
No, sorry, I was just confirming what you said.
Okay. So I think, Simon, this question would be better you answer. So as an accepted participant, if I'm not able to accommodate 4 p.m. every day for the bootcamp, what should be done?
That's an individual case. I think if you're saying you're an accepted participant, you should have my email. You should be able to reach out to me directly, and we will find a solution. It would be around 4 or 5 p.m. The challenge is having at least 4 hours without sending people back home at midnight, having a solid 4 hours of not lectures, but setting the stage, setting working groups together, having mentors interact with everyone. It's difficult to start much later. So I would encourage you to reach out to me or anyone within the team, and we will help you. But if you're accepted at the bootcamp, you're part of the cohort, so we will support you no matter how.
Thank you, Simon. Mira, will the interview be face-to-face or online? The first interview would be an online interview. The boot camps would be physical, which is face-to-face, and then the workshops at a later stage would be online. Ishita, does all team members need to be in UAE for the boot camps, or individual me can attend the boot camp?
You can attend by yourself. It's always great if you can, bring co-founders or key staff of your startup. But if the only way for you to attend is by yourself, that's perfectly fine. At the very least, we need the founder. So, yes.
Thank you, Simon. We'll go through the questions that are in the Q&A box. Videhi, my startup has already developed POC and quantum security, and we need funds for further research and development to complete the idea to an MVP stage. Will CyberE71 help with the funding?
So we would assess you, and we will consider you for funding or funding introduction. I need to know the specifics, of course, but yes, in that sense, you would fall in the investor readiness category. And I can commit to anything specific, of course, here, but our idea would be to definitely help you be ready for funding. So yes, I mean, I would encourage you to apply. The sooner the better.
Thank you, Simon. Umayma, regarding the GPA, what is the GPA accepted? There is no any requirement for GPA. It's we will be only looking to the idea that you offer on how can you the idea that you'll provide to us, and in which challenge will and the solution that you'll be providing. Again, Umayma, I want to start from scratch in cybersecurity. How can I be prepared? Is there any advices how to start and from where? Simon, would you like to take this?
Yeah. So there's two ways to understand that question. If you mean, getting involved in cybersecurity, I would advise you to start with maybe a Security Plus certification, not necessarily getting the certification, but reading materials around it. And there's tons of content online. If you want to start a cybersecurity startup, a company in cybersecurity, well, it's just like creating any other company. You have to find a problem to solve. So you have to empathize with people working within the industry, which is kind of hard when you're just starting in cybersecurity, but try to identify gaps and, if possible, gaps that are both technical but also with a business value, and build a proposition around it. I mean, it's very hard for me to give you a specific direction like this, but start with an idea, send it over to us, and we'll give you some feedback, give you some steps.
Thank you, Simon. The other questions that are in the Q&A box were answered for Ishita and Shog. There are new questions in the chat box. So, Claudia, what is the schedule of boot camps, period, dates, timing? So the boot camps would be, Simon, would you like to take it, please?
No, sorry, I missed that one. The sound was...
Yeah. So what is the schedule of the boot camps and the period and the date and timing for the boot camps?
Yeah, the boot camps will be from the 15th of September till the 19th of September, half a day every day at the end of the day, if that makes sense. So after 4 or 5 p.m. And it would be a combination of lectures, workshops, some mentors in attendance, both commercial, technical, engineering. It's very hands-on. The idea is to turn again that technical idea into a business idea, and build a strategy around it. Not a strategy, world domination in 5 years, but in very concrete terms, what do I need to accomplish in the next 3, 4, 5 months to get to a position where I'm ready for the market or I'm ready to be investable? So it's very, very hands-on. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Simon. Zubair, if a startup has a solo founder, does your program also help in finding or connecting with potential co-founders who can complete the team?
Yes, one of the purposes of CyberE71 is to help you meet like-minded people, and you may complete another team, or they may complete your team. So yes, it's about the value of the entire ecosystem.
Abdul Karim, how many members are in the team? Please, if you can clarify in the chat box, do you mean the team of the startups? Or what? Which team are you referring to?
I could maybe answer that in 2 ways, because there's only 2 ways I think to answer that. If you're talking about CyberE71 as a program, I think we're more than 15 people altogether working on this program, and by extension, there is a very wide network of expert mentors who are here to complement not only our team, but also the startups on demand. So yes, it's a very large and far-reaching initiative.
Thank you, Simon. Tarfa, is there an NDA or a copyright protection between CyberE71 and the applicants?
It's never been brought up. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much. It'd be a very bad look if a government initiative was taking your idea. So I wouldn't worry about that. But if that's a requirement and you'd like to have an NDA in place, I mean, we can definitely look into it. I respect that. I understand you want to be protective of your idea. So it's never come up, but I think we can consider it, of course.
So these are all the questions that we have received.
I think there's more maybe in the Q&A, and I see Ishita Agarwal. I see you asked a few times, how long should we wait for our, applicants' response? We actually replied to you a few times and asking you for an interview. So maybe check your email. I will send one more, or maybe we can share. You can email us a phone number where we can reach out to you, because we sent you 2 emails over the past weeks. So I'm not sure, maybe it landed in spam, but actually I do have a phone number. I'm seeing it in the file. I'll give you a call.
So please, if you have any other questions, feel free to post them in the chat box.
What about hands being raised? Is there anything?
There's one. If it's a question, we can post it in the chat box. We have from Cloudy Simon, have you received our application, Mohammed Al Ansari? We will be checking this, Cloudy, and we'll reply back to you.
We'll check it out.
Qasim, if we don't have idea, can we join to bootcamp? To join the bootcamp, you would need to have an idea, and we would need to interview you, Qasim, and to know your idea, and then you'd be able to join the bootcamp. Friday, I allowed you to open your mic, so please, if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and tell us what's here.
We also have another question from Zubair, if you want.
So for the question from Friday, we cannot hear your voice. So please, if you can type it in the chat box until Baidi comes back to us. So Zubair, does CyberE71 have a fixed incubation period for all startups, or can it be extended if the startup is scaling very fast and still needs your ecosystem support?
It's a very good question. Actually, I feel like I should have been clearer on that. So there is again a program starting in September until the end of the year for very early stage startup with ideas, and they will go through bootcamps, workshops, etc. That is time bound. The reality of startup life and business in general is that not all startups grow at the same pace, and some startups need to pivot 2, 3, 4, 5 times until they find that fit. So you would not be excluded from the program if you're not ready at the end of it. Neither would you get your time wasted if you're ready for market after a month and a half. Now, in my experience, it does take a few months to get things ready. But again, the idea is we welcome you into a program that helps you get to the next stage. If it takes you a little bit longer, or if you're a little bit quicker, it doesn't matter. Once you're part of the cohort, you're part of the portfolio, you're part of the E71 family, and we support you.
Thank you, Simon. Baidi came back with her question. So what are the patent policies for the startups accepted in the program? Will CyberE71 own the patent?
No, we wouldn't. Your inventions are yours only. We're on the support system. We're only an ecosystem to help you accelerate for the benefit of the country. We have no agenda of taking patents or competing with you. See us as an enabler, not at all a competitor or a business. We're really a government initiative to support you.
Thank you, Simon. Simeon, for those who connected late, please, is it possible to have a recording of this session? This session will be posted on YouTube. So there is also the first one, the first awareness session that is live on YouTube, and this one will be also on YouTube. So you can have a look on YouTube and you'll find these sessions. Tasneem, is it possible for a candidate to be added to my team after the interview process has concluded? And would they be eligible to participate in the bootcamp?
Yes, very much, Tasneem. I actually tried to give you a call this morning about that subject. So we look forward to seeing you at the bootcamp. And yes, if you have a co-founder or a team member who would like to join, they are welcome. Just let us know how many people you will be so we can plan a rig.
Zubair, how does CyberE71 support international founders entering the UAE market, for example, with visas, office spaces, and introduction to government entities?
I would say in theory, all of the above, assuming you qualify and you are ready. So we're not closing the door on any kind of support, but we'd have to be specific. First stage is to apply, show potential, show commitment to relocate, and then we would consider various types of support, in kind or otherwise. Good question.
So we'll provide a few minutes for those who would like to ask also. So please feel free to post your question in the chat box. So there is a question from the bear of a startup incubated here. Want to scale globally, does CyberE71 help in building international partnerships beyond the UAE?
Yes, very much so. I mean, what we're trying to replicate here is a local ecosystem that helps startup grow stronger so that they can go and conquer other markets. First, of course, in neighboring countries in the GCC, where the cost of acquiring new customers is nearly equivalent, and then beyond should they qualify. So the ambition is global. But before you think about conquering other markets, there's so much potential already locally. I think something that I always insist on, and I haven't mentioned today, is the potential of doing business in the UAE for all of you is far higher than I've seen in other countries. Meaning, as a young company with the ecosystem we're building, you would be surprised by how supportive and how eager to interact with young, innovative companies the private sector is. There are lots of partner companies who will give you a chance, and that's more than most places can say. So yes, grow stronger locally, and we will help you go internationally. But there's a lot already to be done here.
Thank you, Simon. So we have finalized all the questions. So thank you once again for joining this awareness session. And also, if you have any questions, just feel free to send us an email on the email provided on the website, and we'd be pleased to answer and clarify your questions. Thank you.
Thank you all.